Chúng tôi xin cảm ơn sự theo dõi trở lại của quý vị khán thính giả. Thưa quý vị, trong chương trình ngày hôm nay thì tôi xin được tiếp chuyện với hai vị khách quý đến từ thành phố Los Angeles. Đó là nam tài tử Ron Yuan. Thưa quý vị, anh thì xuất hiện trong rất là nhiều phim và nhiều TV show của Hollywood. Và ngồi kế bên anh đó là nữ đạo diễn trẻ Angie cho cuốn phim mới nhất của cô mang tên là Cardinal X. Và cuốn phim này thì vào ngày 10 tháng 3 vừa qua đã được trình chiếu tại Đại hội Điện ảnh ở trên thành phố San Francisco, đó là Campfest. Vào cuối tháng 4 này thì cuốn phim này cũng sẽ được trình chiếu tại Asian Pacific Film Fest và tại một số rạp rất là hạn chế tại thành phố LA, thưa quý vị. Và chúng tôi xin được tiếp chuyện phần 2 với buổi nói chuyện ngày hôm nay. I have to say, Angie, I cried at least 5 times. It was quite emotional.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, you know, we Asian women were tough, right? We don't cry easily, but no, this film, it got me.
Gets everyone.
It gets everyone,
no,
right?
To this day, still, yeah.
Even you cried too, right?
Yeah,
I saw that in you. But I thought the lead actress was amazing.
And you, yeah.
How was the casting process for you like?
It was pretty arduous. You know, I worked with a casting director, Shayna Landsberg, who basically, you know, I said, I want to do an open call. And she was like, well, before we do that, let's go through, like, you know, the normal channels. So, you know, we reached out to a lot of agents. I wanted to make sure that we reached out to New York casting agents. So Annie taped herself and sent the tape in. It was a great tape, but she, more than that, she broke with protocol and she sent me an email and basically told me how much the script affected her and how she would fly herself out to read for me in LA. So I thought, well, fuck, excuse me. If you want,
Yes.
you want to fly yourself out.
That's fine, yes, that's fine. We're doing subtitles later. Yeah.
There she goes.
Were you excited when she sent you the email?
Very excited, very excited. But you know, you get, it's an overwhelming process initially because you're inundated. You know, I read so many really talented, gifted Asian American actresses, and you know, I was really frustrated because, you know, you read their resumes and you look them up on IMDb and see what roles they've had, and it's like nail girl, sexy masseuse,
Asian prostitute.
like what the hell?
Very typical Asian roles, right?
Yes, and I thought, you know, when I first shopped this movie around, you know, people in the industry were like, this is a great story. We'd like to make the lead white. And I was like, over my dead yellow ass will that happen? So I think
If I have to pull out my own money, I'll do that, right? Yeah.
So yeah, finding Annie was fantastic and so necessary. I mean, I can't imagine anyone else playing the role.
Was her upbringing similar to this character, to your character?
Similar yet not similar. I think we identified on a lot of levels, just in terms of, you know, the feeling of alienation, of feeling less than, you know, of having a parent leave. But I think, you know, ultimately she's a lot more guai. She's like much better in school and, you know, much more.
So she's very academic.
Yes, she towed the line more. And I would say she was just a nicer girl, probably growing up.
Well, you're nice too.
Now I am.
But because watching her performance, I'm thinking this girl has no fear whatsoever.
She's
Your
a fearless
character, you.
yeah.
Nothing really scares you, right? Growing up.
I think it scared me. I think I just sort of held my breath and just went as hard as I could forward. You know, I think for me, I never had a safety net, so there was never really an option of, you know, like falling. There was no trust fund. There was no, you know what I mean? There was no plan B. So I remember thinking, like, you just have to barrel through, you know. And I think it served me well trying to make a movie, because you definitely have to barrel through when you make a movie.
It's not easy.
It's a rough business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rough business.
Do you agree?
Definitely.
Rough business?
Definitely. Tough business we chose.
I mean, you've been in this for a long time. Were there any times that you just wanted to drop it and move back to New York and run your family's business?
Work in a restaurant?
Yeah. That's
I didn't want to do that, but I did. I did stop. I took a break from the business a long time ago for about 8 months because of the stuff that we go through in this business. But then I learned that I just got to have thicker skin, because during those 8 months I missed out on some opportunities. You know, but you know, you grow and you learn. You know, I think it's the key is to be persistent and be passionate about what you do. So.
I'm curious, how did you get Francesca to play the best friend to your character?
Well, she actually, you know, her agent talked to my casting director, and initially we just had a Skype conversation. She didn't read for me, and I thought, you know, if you were Asian, I would cast you in the lead. But I didn't really see her for the Janine role, and then I actually wanted someone else, and then she fell through, and I thought, it's going to be Francesca. So I reached out to her directly, again, breaking with protocol. There's some nudity in the movie, and I think, a lot of people are uncomfortable with that, which I understand. But I kept saying, like, I'm not doing this to be gratuitous. It's just, everyone's emotionally naked. Like, it's not going to make sense if I shoot a threesome and, everyone's got their clothes on. It's stupid.
It doesn't make sense at all.
So she was fantastic. She gave everything to the role.
Yeah.
She gave everything to the role.
One of the scenes that really got me was when the best friend, something happened unexpectedly. Did that really happen to you?
With the male
Yes.
best friend?
Yes.
Something
KG,
very
right?
similar. Yeah, something very similar. Not him particularly, but a very similar situation. I grew up in a pretty rough neighborhood, and I think what a lot of people don't realize, I think, when you live in like a nice suburban kind of environment, is like there are kids growing up who every day have to deal with just incredible horrors. Just people getting shot down right in front of them. I mean, their moms going to jail.
Yeah.
Their fathers being strung out, loved ones being gunned down. So
And children are not being fed properly, right?
it's true.
They're go to bed starving every
Yeah,
night, I'm sure.
they're hungry.
Right?
Which, as an immigrant, it's like the worst thing in the world is to
Yeah.
be hungry.
Yeah.
Wow. And how about you? What was your, did you get a chance to spend some time with Annie to build that father-daughter relationship or brother-sister relationship?
I think it just hit pretty well because
Yeah.
I think the key was Angie. We both, related to, number one, the screenplay, but also Angie gave a lot as far as information and stuff. And, they had a great rapport with each other. And then it just naturally came together, because they were in San Francisco filming already when I flew out there. So I didn't get a chance to
No, you didn't
hook up
really get a
before
chance.
But it happened naturally because Angie was just a great conductor, and just getting us
It
all
was
together.
pretty organic. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys just sort of clicked.
Yeah.
And there
And
were
that you can't pretend, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
There were things that they ad-libbed that were perfect and beautiful and, and are in the movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you both think now that, for the last 2 years, I asked some of the, same question after the Oscar So White situation. We see more Asian talents on films and on television. Do you see...
Not enough.
Not enough. That's what I want to ask. Do you see that, will it get better within the next couple of years, or is it going to slow? Because I feel like after the Oscar So White situation, more... African American and more Latino talents get more than Asian. I feel like we still haven't get enough, like you said. And so what can we do as Asian actors or filmmakers to voice ourselves in the Hollywood community?
I think.
From my perspective, we need more people like Angie, in the creative, and there are, number one, going back to your question, it is getting better.
Yeah.
Is it to the point where it should be? No, but it is getting better compared to the 80s or 90s, right? So,
Or even 5 years ago.
or even
Yeah.
5 or 10 years ago,
Yeah.
because you have, so many of my friends now are on different series or different films, and there's more creatives too, as far as directors, writers, producers, but I feel like there could even be more. And I think going back to your question, when it really becomes like that, where we're like our African American counterparts, Latino, is if we have more of a vocal source as far as the creatives, and that's why, I felt like Angie's film was so special, because I felt like her voice needed to be seen and heard, and it's, for me, a very special project. So I think the more we have people taking these chances, whether it's writer, producer, directors, or actors, like another friend, Daniel Day Kim, he's got 2 series going, and
I heard.
there's other people doing all these things, and I think that's wonderful, and whereas back in the 80s there was only maybe 3 Asian
21 Jump
working.
Street.
Yeah. Dustin, Russell Wong, and then later Jason Scott Lee, but it's and everyone's great, and everyone, I think, through the evolution, we are getting better, but there's always little setbacks. 5 or 10 years, we'll go a little backwards 2 steps, but then go forward again. So, so for some of us, for guys more from my generation, we, when the Oscars, that kind of stuff happened, we're like, no, it's okay. It's gonna get better again. It's, and
It takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah.
It does.
I think we can't be afraid to kick the door down, and be really fearless and stick to our guns in terms of wanting to cast Asians or wanting to keep it an Asian experience. And I also think as a community, this is something that Ron does so beautifully, we need to band together.
Yes.
You know, I think there's strength in numbers, and I think like,
Unite.
any kind of infighting or any kind of like resentment or jealousy just sets us back.
That
It sets us
happens
back.
within the Asian team community?
You know,
happens everywhere.
It happens everywhere. I
yeah.
think it happens in every community.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, because we're at like sort of a breaking point, I mean, we really have to push through now. You know, it's not a time to pull back. It's a time to just continue to put the pedal to the metal and like kick the door down.
Well, great job, you both. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Thank
So
you for having
hopefully
us.
you both can come down here again, and next time I'll come down with your other Asian actors.
Oh no, I'll hook you up.
Yes, yeah, come back and we'll get you Vietnamese food down here. Dạ vâng, thưa quý vị.
They hook us up.
Dạ vâng, thưa quý vị, đó là buổi nói chuyện của Tô Uyên với nữ đạo diễn trẻ. Thưa quý vị, đây là cuốn phim đầu tay của cô mang tên Cardinal X, thưa quý vị, Angie Wang. Cô cũng viết cho cuốn phim này. Và ngồi kế bên cô đó là nam tài tử mà anh cũng xuất hiện trong rất là nhiều phim lớn, phim nhỏ, truyền hình trong gần 20 năm qua, đó là Ron Yuan. Đến đây chúng tôi xin trân trọng kính chào tạm biệt tất cả quý vị và xin kính chúc tất cả quý vị có một ngày thật là hạnh phúc và bình an.